Let's bring in Republican Congressman Jim Renacci of Ohio. He sits on the Ways and Means and Budget Committees. He's also in the running for governor of Ohio next year. Thank you so much, Congressman, for being here. As we get to one of the big headlines this week, it is the president's meeting with the Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi on the topic of DACA. And then the White House confirming that the president supports an agreement on DACA if it is linked to border security improvements. What would be your terms for a deal on DACA? Would you support one at all, sir?
Well, look, first off, we do need immigration reform. There's no doubt about that. And what we really need to do is make sure that we give those individuals a path to citizenship, a path to being legal, but not just a free walk to do it. So I think the answer would be, and I'm hoping the president and Congress can work together to come up with that path. But that's really the key to making sure there is a path. At the same time, making sure that those that have gone through the process already are protected so that this isn't just an automatic path. And I think if we can do that, we can all work together to get something done. So
it sounds like you saw the tweets, I'm sure, from the president. He did this himself on Thursday, and here's what it said. Does anybody really want to throw out good, educated, and accomplished young people who have jobs, some serving in the military? Really? They've been in our country for many years through no fault of their own, brought in by parents at a young age, plus big border security. So were you surprised to see him take that position? I mean, the DACA piece of that isn't... Rather, it is the opposite of what he campaigned by. So do you blame people who are now out there burning the MAGA hats?
No, not at all. And look, this president wants to get some things done. I've supported him from the beginning, prior to the Ohio primary to today, because I know he wants to move the ball forward. There are a lot of things he wants to get done. He wants to get things done for the American people. And sometimes that means some compromise, some moving forward, but at the same time, I don't think he means just free citizenship to those individuals. He's talking about a path which I think is...
So let's listen to a clip from Republican Congressman Steve King, and this is reaction to the news that the president is looking to make a deal on DACA. Here it is, sir.
I think something's going to have to be reversed here with this president's policy, or it'll just blow up his base. I mean, this was a straight-up promise all the way through his campaign.
And to that end, there's a new HuffPost YouGov survey which looked at the president's voters, and they found that 54% oppose letting undocumented immigrants who came here as children stay. How about the voters there in Ohio? What are you hearing from them? Do you think some see this as a betrayal?
Well, no. What I'm hearing is 80% of the Republicans want Congress to work with this president to get things done. We just received a poll recently that shows that. So I think in the end, we need to be able to move forward and get things accomplished. That's what the president's trying to do. And remember, deal means a lot of things. Deal doesn't mean just automatic citizenship. A deal might mean a path, a deal might mean an opportunity, a deal might mean an option. Doesn't mean an automatic. And I think that's what Representative King was assuming was the case. But there's a lot when you strike the word deal.
All right, let's move on to tax reform, sir. As Republican Senator Orrin Hatch, who you know chairs the Senate Finance Committee, is saying that tax reform is much harder than health care and that it will have to require bipartisan cooperation. What are the chances, do you think, that we actually see President Trump's proposal of a 15% corporate tax rate come to fruition?
Well, tax reform is difficult. There's no doubt about it. I've been in business world for 30 years. I'm still a practicing CPA. I mean, I still have my CPA license. I can tell you that the tax system is complicated. We need to simplify it. There are a lot of moving pieces in there. What I do believe we can do, though, is we can reduce these rates. Look, we've had some hearings in Ways and Means. We've got to simplify the tax code. We've got to reduce the rate. We've got to be able to move some things forward, because if we don't, businesses will continue to leave this country and go overseas. We have to make sure the United States is one of the most competitive places to do business in. It's not with a 35% rate, so we're going to have to do that. At the same time, we've got to make sure that middle Americans are getting the opportunity to have more money, take-home pay, so that they can also help improve this economy at the same time.
All right, Republican candidate for governorship of Ohio and Congressman Jim Renacci.